Over the last few years, seed oils have been at the center of one of the biggest nutrition debates in modern history. Social media is full of alarming claims that seed oils are toxic, inflammatory, and responsible for a wave of chronic illnesses, from heart disease to obesity and even cancer. Influencers and self-proclaimed health gurus are calling them the silent poison in your pantry. But how much of this is true, and how much is yet another example of viral misinformation? In this episode, we are going to break down the science, the myths, and the facts behind the seed oil scare. You will discover where these oils come from, what research actually says about their impact on your health, and whether you should keep them in your kitchen or cut them out forever. Before we dive in, let's define exactly what seed oils are. Common examples include soybean oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, corn oil, grapeseed oil, and safflower oil. These oils are extracted from seeds or plants and are widely used in cooking, packaged foods, and restaurant meals. In fact, seed oils make up a significant portion of the fat in the modern diet, especially in Western countries. The controversy arises from the claim that these oils are highly processed, contain unstable polyunsaturated fats, and contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress in the body. Some influencers argue they're the hidden cause of rising chronic disease rates, labeling them toxic industrial products rather than food. But is there strong scientific evidence to support these accusations? Or are we witnessing another nutrition myth amplified by algorithms and fear-driven content? In the next segment, we'll uncover how seed oils became such a hot topic, tracing the history of their use and the origins of the modern seed oil scare. Understanding the background is crucial to separating myth from reality. To understand why seed oils have become such a heated topic, we need to go back more than a century to see how they entered our diets and how their reputation has changed over time. Before industrialization, most dietary fats came from animal sources like butter, lard, tallow, and from natural plant sources such as olive oil or coconut oil. These fats were minimally processed and part of traditional diets for thousands of years. The landscape began to shift in the late 19th and early 20th centuries as food technology advanced and manufacturers developed new ways to extract oil from seeds on a massive scale. The first widely used seed oil was cottonseed oil. Originally considered a byproduct of the cotton industry, it was refined and marketed as a cheaper alternative to animal fats. Soon after, other oils such as soybean, sunflower, and corn oil followed, becoming staples in processed food production. These oils were stable, inexpensive, and easy to use, making them attractive to food manufacturers and households alike. By the mid-20th century, dietary guidelines began to shift as researchers linked saturated fat to heart disease. Public health campaigns encourage people to replace animal fats with vegetable oils, including seed oils, to reduce cholesterol and protect cardiovascular health. This recommendation dramatically increased the use of seed oils in everyday cooking and in the food industry. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we see a reversal in public opinion. Low-carb, paleo, and ketogenic diet movements began questioning the safety of processed vegetable oils. Authors, bloggers, and influencers started labeling seed oils as toxic, blaming them for modern illnesses like obesity, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, and even mental health issues. Social media amplified these claims, spreading fear about something that had been a dietary staple for decades. The seed oil debate also became tangled with larger cultural issues: distrust of industrial food production, skepticism about government dietary guidelines, and the rise of alternative nutrition theories. The combination of these factors created the perfect storm, turning seed oils into one of the most controversial topics in nutrition today. But how much of this backlash is backed by solid evidence? and how much is driven by fear and misinformation. In the next part, we will examine the actual science behind seed oils, their composition, how they affect the body, and what research says about their relationship to chronic disease. This is where we separate fact from fiction and see whether the claims hold up under scientific scrutiny. To truly understand the debate, we need to look beyond opinions and into the actual chemistry of seed oils. What are they made of, and how do they interact with the human body? Seed oils are primarily composed of fats called polyunsaturated fatty acids, or PUFAs for short. The two main types of PUFAs found in seed oils are omega-6 fatty acids, such as linoleic acid, and small amounts of omega-3 fatty acids. These fats are considered essential because the body cannot produce them on its own. They must come from food sources. One of the main arguments against seed oils is that they are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, are claimed to promote chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is linked to conditions like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. This is the foundation for the claim that seed oils are toxic. But here's where science provides a more nuanced picture. Omega-6 fatty acids themselves are not inherently harmful. In fact, they play a vital role in cell structure, brain function, and hormone production. The real concern arises from the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 intake in the diet. Modern diets, especially in Western countries, tend to have a very high ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, sometimes as much as 20 to 1, whereas ancestral diets were closer to 2 to 1 or 4 to 1. Critics argue that this imbalance leads to systemic inflammation. However, large-scale scientific studies have not consistently shown that omega-6 fats from seed oils cause inflammation in humans when consumed in normal dietary amounts. In fact, several meta-analyses suggest that replacing saturated fats with polyunsaturated fats, including those from seed oils, can lower LDL cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart disease. Another point of debate is oxidation. Because PUFAs are chemically less stable, they can oxidize when exposed to heat, light, or air. Oxidized fats can produce compounds that may be harmful in large quantities. This has fueled concerns about cooking with seed oils and consuming highly processed foods that contain them. Yet, real-world evidence shows that most commonly used seed oils, when stored and used properly, do not produce harmful levels of oxidation products during regular cooking. It's also worth noting that seed oils are not a single, uniform category. Different oils have different fatty acid compositions. For example, high oleic sunflower oil is mostly monounsaturated fat, similar to olive oil, and is far more stable than traditional sunflower oil. The takeaway from the science so far is clear. Seed oils are not a simple good or bad food group. Their effects depend on overall diet quality, balance with omega-3 intake, and how they are processed and used. One of the strongest claims in the seed oil debate is that these oils are directly responsible for the explosion of chronic illnesses in modern society: obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even cancer. These are serious accusations, and to evaluate them fairly, we need to look at the evidence. 1. Seed oils and heart disease. Critics argue that seed oils contribute to inflammation and arterial damage, leading to heart disease. However, decades of research, including large, randomized controlled trials, have found the opposite. When seed oils replace saturated fats like butter or lard, they tend to lower LDL cholesterol, a major risk factor for heart disease. The American Heart Association and many other health organizations still recommend moderate consumption of polyunsaturated fats from seed oils as part of a heart-healthy diet. This doesn't mean that all seed oils are automatically protective. Overconsumption of processed foods, many of which are high in these oils, can contribute to poor health. But that's due to the overall nutrient quality of these foods, not the seed oils themselves. 2. Seed oils and obesity. Another popular myth is that seed oils cause weight gain and metabolic disorders. This claim is often based on the idea that omega-6 fats disrupt metabolism and increase fat storage. However, human studies don't consistently support this. Obesity is largely driven by excess calorie intake, sedentary lifestyle, and highly processed diets rich in added sugars and refined carbs. While seed oils are present in many of these foods, they're not the root cause. 3. Seed oils and inflammation. The link between omega-6 fats and inflammation is complex. Some lab studies show that high amounts of linoleic acid can produce pro-inflammatory compounds. But when we look at actual human trials, the evidence doesn't confirm that dietary seed oils cause chronic inflammation in real-world diets. In fact, some studies suggest they may have neutral or even anti-inflammatory effects when part of a balanced diet. 4. Seed oils and cancer. Perhaps the most alarming claim is that seed oils are carcinogenic. This fear often stems from concerns about oxidation and free radicals. While animal studies with extremely high doses of oxidized fats show potential risks, normal dietary consumption of fresh, properly stored seed oils has not been shown to cause cancer in humans. The World Cancer Research Fund and other global organizations do not classify seed oils as a cancer risk when consumed in moderation. 5. The bigger picture. A key issue in this debate is context. Seed oils are often consumed as part of ultra-processed foods, fried snacks, fast food, packaged meals. These foods are also high in refined carbs, sugar, and additives, making it easy to blame the oils when the entire dietary pattern is the problem. When we isolate seed oils from the noise and look at them in a balanced diet, one rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and omega-3 sources, the evidence for them being toxic largely disappears. To understand why the seed oil debate has exploded in recent years, we need to examine the role of social media. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube have transformed the way health information spreads. But with that transformation comes a major problem. Algorithms are designed to reward engagement, not accuracy. Seed oils became the perfect target for viral controversy. They are present in nearly every processed food. They sound industrial, and they're easy to demonize with dramatic language like toxic or poison. Combine that with short, emotionally charged videos, and you have the recipe for a health scare that spreads like wildfire. 1. The power of fear-based content. Studies have shown that fear and outrage increase engagement. When a video claims seed oils are killing you, it triggers a survival instinct, making you more likely to watch, share, and comment. Social media algorithms pick up on this reaction and push the content to even more people, regardless of whether the information is scientifically accurate. 2. The influence of wellness gurus and influencers. A significant portion of the seed oil debate comes from influencers who position themselves as truth tellers against mainstream nutrition. Some may genuinely believe what they are saying. Others are selling supplements, books, or alternative diet programs. The problem isn't questioning nutrition guidelines. That can be healthy, but when opinions are presented as facts without scientific backing, misinformation flourishes. 3. Simplifying a complex topic. Nutrition science is complicated. Explaining the nuanced relationship between omega-6 fats, inflammation, and chronic disease requires time and context. Social media thrives on short, catchy sound bites. It's much easier to say seed oils are toxic than to explain the evidence-based reality. The context, balance, and overall diet quality matter far more than a single ingredient. 4. Echo chambers and confirmation bias. Once someone sees a video claiming seed oils are harmful, the algorithm often shows them more of the same content. This creates an echo chamber where one perspective feels like the universal truth. People begin to see dozens of videos reinforcing the same claim, making it harder to question and easier to accept as fact. 5. The role of mistrust in institutions. Seed oil fear also ties into a larger narrative: distrust in food companies, government guidelines, and mainstream medicine. When people feel these systems have failed them, they are more open to alternative explanations. Social media amplifies that distrust, making it easier for sensational claims to spread. The seed oil scare is a powerful example of how modern platforms can shape public perception about health. The same tools that can educate millions can also mislead millions when emotion and engagement outweigh accuracy. Now that we've separated fear-driven myths from science, the big question remains: how should you approach seed oils in your own diet? The answer isn't as extreme as social media makes it out to be. It comes down to balance, quality, and context. 1. Focus on whole foods first. Your overall dietary pattern matters more than any single ingredient. A diet rich in vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, whole grains, nuts, and healthy fats will naturally limit the impact of any one type of oil. If most of your meals are home-cooked using fresh ingredients, you are already ahead of the curve. 2. Don't fear all seed oils. Not all seed oils are the same. For example, high oleic sunflower oil and canola oil have more monounsaturated fats, making them more stable and similar in profile to olive oil. Using moderate amounts of these oils in home cooking is unlikely to harm when part of a balanced diet. 3. Prioritize omega-3 balance. The main concern about seed oils is the high omega-6 content. One way to counterbalance this is by ensuring you get enough omega-3 fats from foods like fatty fish, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. A healthier omega-6 to omega-3 ratio supports overall wellness and may help reduce inflammation. 4. Minimize ultra-processed foods. Most of the seed oils in modern diets come from ultra-processed snacks, fried foods, and packaged meals. It's not the oil itself that's the biggest issue. It's the combination of refined carbs, added sugars, and low nutrient density. Reducing processed food intake not only lowers seed oil consumption, but improves overall nutrition. 5. Use a variety of fats. Rather than focusing on eliminating seed oils completely, aim to diversify your fat sources. Use extra virgin olive oil for dressings, avocado oil for high-heat cooking, butter or ghee occasionally, and moderate amounts of quality seed oils as needed. This variety mimics traditional diets and supports a balanced nutrient profile. 6. Pay attention to cooking methods. Seed oils are more sensitive to high heat compared to saturated fats. Use gentle to moderate heat when cooking with oils high in polyunsaturated fats, and avoid reusing oil for frying. Proper storage, keeping oils in dark, cool places, also helps prevent oxidation. 7. Avoid extremes. Eliminating all seed oils out of fear isn't necessary for most people. Likewise, consuming them in excess through heavily processed foods isn't ideal either. The truth lies in the middle ground: mindful use in a balanced diet. 8. Listen to your body and medical advice. Everyone's health situation is unique. People with specific conditions may benefit from adjusting fat intake under the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. Use scientific evidence and personalized medical advice, not viral trends, to make decisions about your diet. By focusing on these principles, you can build a healthy relationship with dietary fats without falling victim to fear-based messaging. The seed oil debate highlights a bigger problem in today's health space. We are constantly bombarded with conflicting nutrition advice. One day a food is labeled a superfood, The next day, it's called toxic. How can you tell what's real and what's just a viral myth? The answer is building a filter, a system to evaluate health information critically before acting on it. 1. Check the source, not the hype. Always ask, where is this information coming from? Is it from a peer-reviewed study, a reputable health organization, or a social media influencer with no medical background? Credentials and evidence matter. A single video with dramatic claims isn't proof. 2. Look for scientific consensus, not one-off studies. Nutrition science is complex, and one small study doesn't change everything we know. When multiple large studies and meta-analyses agree on a conclusion, that's a stronger sign of credibility. For seed oils, decades of research show they can fit into a healthy diet when used appropriately. 3. Beware of absolutes and fear-based language. Phrases like always, never, toxic, or poison are red flags. Real science rarely speaks in absolutes, especially when it comes to diet. If a piece of content is designed to scare you into quick action, pause and verify before believing it. 4. Follow the money. Ask yourself if the person sharing the information is selling something. This doesn't automatically make the information wrong, but financial incentives can create bias. If a video demonizing seed oils is followed by a pitch for an expensive supplement, be cautious. 5. Balance anecdotes with evidence. Personal stories are powerful, but they are not scientific proof. Just because someone says they felt better after cutting seed oils doesn't mean the oils were the cause. Human health is influenced by many factors: diet, sleep, stress, genetics, and evidence needs to account for all of them. 6. Use fact-checking tools. There are excellent resources like PubMed, the World Health Organization, and independent fact-checkers that analyze health claims. A quick search can reveal whether a viral claim has any scientific backing. 7. Keep emotions in check. Social media thrives on emotional reactions. Before you share or act on a health claim, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this based on facts, or is it triggering my fear or hope for a quick fix? 8. Build a list of trusted sources. Follow registered dietitians, medical doctors, and science communicators who cite credible studies. Over time, this creates a feed filled with balanced, evidence-based information that can counter viral myths. By practicing these steps, you don't just protect yourself. You become a filter for your family and community, helping stop misinformation before it spreads. This skill isn't just for seed oils. It applies to every diet trend, supplement claim, and miracle cure you'll encounter online. We've now explored the seed oil debate from every angle: the history, the science, the myths, and the role social media plays in shaping public perception. So what's the bottom line? Are seed oils the hidden poison some claim, or just another misunderstood part of the modern diet? Here's the truth. Seed oils are not magic health foods, but they are not the toxic villains they've been made out to be either. The evidence shows that, when consumed in moderation as part of a balanced diet, they're safe for most people and can even provide benefits, especially when replacing saturated fats. The real issue lies not in the oils themselves, but in the way they are consumed, often in the context of ultra-processed, low-nutrient foods. The seed oil scare isn't just about food. It's about how we consume information. It's a perfect example of how fear and algorithms can turn a complex nutritional topic into a viral controversy. And it's a reminder that your health decisions deserve better than a 30-second clip designed to go viral. Now, the responsibility is in your hands. You have the knowledge to see through the noise. You know the science, the context, and the red flags to watch for. But this isn't just about what you put on your plate. It's about the conversations you have, the content you share, and the influence you hold in your community. Here's your call to action. When you see a health claim online, pause. Verify. Ask questions. And when you find credible, evidence-based information, share it. Be the person who spreads clarity instead of fear. By doing that, you're not just protecting yourself. You are helping others make better decisions and reducing the power of misinformation. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who's worried about seed oils or confused by the conflicting information online. Start a conversation. Educate with compassion. Change happens one person at a time, and it starts with you. Your diet matters, but so does your information diet. Feed both with balance, evidence, and critical thinking, and you'll be far healthier in every sense of the word.